PeePower toilet is a standalone toilet which receives the human urine as the fuel, and through the help of bacteria, that urine is broken down into its individual components, which are then taken up by the microbes for their growth and maintenance. And as part of their respiration, just like our respiration, we produce byproducts. Those microbes produce electricity as a byproduct. We collect electricity and use it to power the lights directly.
So Kisoro is an area that is densely populated, but at the same time very productive. The soils are fertile, although they are exhausted now. So it is hard for people to live. They have to work in order to eat, and that makes life hard for some families. They have nowhere to cultivate because it is densely populated, and yet the population is growing. There is population explosion. PeePower is something new that has come, but for the secondary school where it was built, it has made the lives of the students easy, especially when they are traveling in the night, going to the places of convenience. So now that there are those lights provided for them, it is easier. They can move freely, and to also reduced on the costs of electric charges that, the payments and the charge they ask the school.
The field trial in Kisoro was our first developing country field trial, so that was really exciting. It was installed in July 2017 and it went really well. The team were brilliant. They've installed it and it has been operational for more than a year now. We've had repeat visits to go and check it and do some minor maintenance, and we're learning from that in the field. So that was one of the key objectives, was to learn how these systems perform over the long term, how people in the field react to them, whether they're working well and providing a useful service. And it seems that they are, so that's great.
Kisoro was our first field trial, so that was taking a very raw laboratory prototype out of the lab and put it into like a real world environment. So this pipe here is where the urine is diverted from the girls' toilets, where 2 of the toilets have been converted to divert the urine into this collection box. From this collection box, it splits it into 4 equal volumes, which feeds each of the cascades of the fuel cells. Each of the cascades are wired up in parallel, and each of those individually connects up to the energy harvester. So the system effluent runs out of the bottom of these boxes into this common pipe, out of the building and into a soakaway here. Then from the energy harvester, blue cables run to the lights, which comprise of 1 external light, which is on all the night, and then 1 sensor light in each of the 5 cubicles.
We got this light, the PeePower, in the toilets. Actually, it has solved so many problems. The girls used to fear to go to the latrines at night, and also used to get strangers getting to school, still 3. Yeah, although we have guards, but some will take advantage of the darkness. But ever since we got this power, we have not had that problem again. So it has, excited them, and they are no longer scared. They can freely go to the latrines at night, but they're not scared at all. Yeah, and those strangers no longer come in school.
During the installation of the Uganda field trial, the girls at the school there were really interested in what we were doing. And we obviously provided some explanation at the time, but it was just in informal conversations when they came to chat to the team. And what we realised is it'd be really nice to actually link it with their curriculum and try and teach them a bit more about this innovative technology, something that they probably wouldn't have a chance to learn about if it wasn't kind of coming to their school and being demonstrated there.
Are you all aware of the PeePower urinal? Yeah? Do you know how it works? We went there to check if the technology is still working fine and to do some maintenance. And because I was there, I had the opportunity to do a science outreach workshop with the girls in the Kisoro school. So today, we're going to focus on bacteria, because this is what we use for microbial fuel cells. The other thing that we didn't mention of what bacteria can do is that they can generate electricity. Do you know how this is happening? That's how we have the electricity, because the bacteria that are attached to these electrodes, they generate electrons. It's really important to get this technology out in the public in general. It's really good to communicate about our work so people can understand the value of the technology. All the girls, they really wanted to learn more about the PeePower, because the whole community there knows about the PeePower urinal. But for them, they thought it was magic. So they wanted to actually learn what it was behind it that made their urine turn into lighting at night. And this was the aim of the workshop. And afterwards, all of them, they were so enthusiastic, and they were so grateful for that experience that it was really rewarding for both of us, I think. You built a fuel cell in under 30 minutes. So today, all of you have become scientists. And this is, when I first started my PhD, this is what I did first. I made an experiment with microbial fuels because I wanted to see how they work together.
Over time, we're trying to make the product easier to manufacture and cheaper to manufacture. And another aspect of that is making parts of it, maybe even all of it in future, manufactured in the areas that it's trying to help. So, for example, in Uganda, they make a lot of ceramics, so ceramic bricks and pots and so on. And we realised that because ceramics are a key part of our system, if we could get the ceramics made locally there, then that brings more value to them locally. And it's also, from a practical sense, useful because we can take the systems out and install the ceramics on site before installing the system there.
We had designed this cylinder mould for a gentleman out there who we knew was good with clay. He was a potter, to see if he could try and, going forward, maybe produce some of our cylinders for us. So you take that come off there, so now just straight down.
Yes.
Right, now push that up to there, get our clips on, push them both up again. One of the long-term goals would be to kind of try and make it to be able to be produced locally, so it's kind of more of a boost to the local economy and community. So they have more kind of sense of ownership over the technology.
After Kizora, we sat down, had some meetings and made quite a few changes to reduce the footprint of the stack and to improve the electronics and how it interacts with the user. So with those lessons that we learned, we went to Nairobi and we've installed kind of like a second iteration. So it's a bit smoother and a bit slicker and generally just all round improved.
We will see microwave fuel cells deployed everywhere in the world, not just where it's most needed because it's non-sewered or they are remote locations with no power grid, but even in the developed world, in the Western world, because as a technology, it can serve the purpose of cleaning the environment and returning energy back to the user.